Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time I'll be doing a full set of acrylic nails. So of course the first thing that I'm doing is just going in with a cuticle pusher to push back the cuticles and expose the new growth. After that, I'm going in with my 180 sanding band, and I'm using my KANON drill by MELODYSUSIE. I'm using it at 8,000 RPMs, and I'm just going in and, like I said, removing that shine. You want to make sure that you get as close as you can to that cuticle area as well as the sidewalls, and then of course removing the shine from the rest of the nail. Also, if you don't have an e-file, you could always just use a 180 hand file. Same thing, just making sure that you go around that cuticle area and filing the rest of the nail. Alrighty, so after that we're gonna go in and apply the nail tips. So remember that whenever you're applying tips, you want to make sure that the nail tip fits exactly from sidewall to sidewall. You don't want it to be too big or too small because it will cause breakage or lifting. And then also make sure that you're holding your client's finger really straight. That way you don't apply the nails on crooked. So the nail glue that I'm using is by Jcbeautyconcepts. I usually use the KDS glue, but I couldn't find it at the moment, so I've just been using this one because I've had it for a while and I've yet to use it. So same thing, y'all, making sure that we measure the nail tip before we apply the glue. After that, just hold your client's finger really straight, press the nail down, just hold it down for literally a few seconds, and that's it. So now we're gonna go ahead and do this on all of the nails, and then we'll move on to the next step. So once the nails are on, I'm just going in with a tip cutter to trim down the nails to her desired length. And then after this, depending on what shape your client wants, you can go in and trim the sides down of the nail if they want it like a coffin or stiletto. But my client wants like the tapered squares, so I'm just gonna go in and file them after I finish measuring the nails to make sure that they're all the same size. And if I need to go in and trim one down, that is completely fine. So now I'm just going in with my 80/80 hand file, and since she does want the tapered square, I don't have to file too much on the sides because these nails are square, but they're already a little bit more narrow than like a regular square nail. So I just go in on both sides at a 90-degree angle. I also file the free edge at a 90-degree angle, and I blend the nail tip right in the middle. And that's pretty much it. So remember that when you're doing this part, you want to make sure that you hold your file super straight against the nail. And then also you want to make sure that as you're filing, that the file is basically filing the entire nail the whole time. You don't want to just be filing the tip because then the tip is going to be a lot more narrow. So make sure that your file, as you can see, is touching that file, or the nail is touching the file the entire time. Same thing for the free edge, like I said, 90-degree angle, and just alternating between the both sides until you have a nice and even nail. You also want to make sure that you even if you have to count like 1 2 3 and then just alternate from side to side, that is completely fine, but you don't want to overfile on one side or the other. Alrighty, so this is what the nails look like after I finish reshaping them. So really nice and neat and clean, and we have that perfect shape that we want. So then after this, we're gonna go ahead and just dust them off, and y'all look at this view. As always, thank you so much to Bay for these awesome shots. So as always, I'm using my Jcbeautyconcepts acrylic system. I'm using my pink, I'm using my clear, and then I'm also using their monomer. And then as always, I am using the alpha brush in the number 10, and of course I'll be sure to link everything down below. So as far as the primer, we only apply that to the natural nail, and I know I get this question asked a lot, but I actually do not use a dehydrator. I literally just go in with the primer and I have no issues with lifting. So now I'm just going in with the pink acrylic, and y'all, I forgot the name of it, but I'll be sure to link it down below. And then also, even though this nail looks a little bit rough, I wanted to show you guys what would happen if your monomer is not at room temperature. So our weather here in Arkansas has been crazy. Like literally one day it was like 80 degrees, and then the next it was like today literally it was like 20 some degrees this morning. So you want to make sure that you always keep your monomer at room temperature. And since earlier that morning it was cold, I did put my monomer in my monomer warmer right before I started, but then it warmed up a lot. So then by the time I started working with it, my nail room was a little bit too warm, so then that was causing my acrylic to dry way too fast. So that's why whenever I applied that first bead, it's like as soon as I applied it, it was already dry. And like I said, that's because my monomer was too warm. So I am gonna go in and change my monomer from the warmer to just a regular dap and dish. But like I said, y'all, you want to make sure that you're always using your monomer at room temperature. The monomer warmer that I have, it works really good. It's actually by OPI. I believe that they no longer sell it because I have not been able to find it anywhere, y'all. Like I know so many people ask me, but I think the bottom of mine said it was made in 2002. And then not even like on their website or anything you can find it. So I know people have said that you can warm up your monomer by filling up a bowl with warm or hot water and just putting your bottle of monomer in it, you know, to warm it up a little bit, because it doesn't have to be super hot, literally just room temperature. I've tried using a candle warmer, but I left my monomer on there too long to where it got super hot, and like I said, that caused the acrylic to dry too fast, so that didn't work for me. So I would recommend that if you use a candle warmer, that you don't leave it in there for too long. But be sure to let us know down below, what do you do when it's super cold outside and you know you need to keep your monomer at room temperature? Like, let us know what technique you use, because I know a lot of people struggle with that. But anyways, as you guys can see, I still haven't changed the monomer to my dapping dish. I'm just making it work, and really what I'm doing is just making sure that I don't wipe off my brush as much whenever I get the monomer. That way I'm working with my brush a little bit more wet, but eventually I am going to switch my monomer. But just making sure that, of course, we have a nice apex, a good thickness at the tip, and then also making sure that the nail is all nice and even. So I try to always do the 4-bar method, but then I go in and add more acrylic wherever it's needed, and then of course going in and just making sure that we clean around the cuticle area as soon as we get any product on the skin. Right here I'm just going in and filling in the side, because I did have a little tiny gap around that cuticle area. So remember, y'all, you need to stick to a certain method, whether that's the 1-bar method, 2-bar method, 3 or 4, whatever method you use. But just make sure that as you're doing it, you're making sure that you're watching your nail to make sure that you're building it with, you know, good structure, and it's not too flat or it's not too thick. That way you don't end up having to do a lot more work. So I placed that first bead right in the middle where the natural nail and the tip meet, pat it down, and then brushed it down towards the tip. And this right here is my real speed, so you guys are able to literally see exactly how I'm working. So that second bead, I placed it right above where the first one was. Usually I place it below, but I feel like that first one gave us a pretty good thickness at the tip, so I didn't want it to just get too thick around the tip. And then I placed the third one closer to the cuticle area, and then the fourth one is also going to go closer to my cuticle area. And like I said, making sure that we clean around the cuticle area really good. We don't want any product on the skin, because if not, it will cause lifting from the product just being on the skin. You're not going to be able to seal that cuticle area really good. So as y'all can see, I'm literally doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. So just placing that first bead closer to the middle where the natural nail and the tip meet, patting it down very gently, brushing it down towards the tip, cleaning the sides and cleaning around the cuticle area, and then also making sure that as you're working, you're steady wiping your brush off a lot, like a lot on your paper towel. That way the acrylic does not get stuck to your brush. And then placing your next 3 beads, and just remember that, you know, doing nails is not something that's just gonna, you know, happen overnight. Or as far as being good at doing nails, it's not gonna happen overnight. It's just a matter of practicing and doing it over and over and over and over again. And let's, like, literally every time that you do a new set, you're gonna be able to see something that you need to work on. And like, even me now, y'all, like this year 2022 will make 10 years of me actually doing nails. So I didn't even realize that until a client said that today to me. I'm like, oh damn, like it has been, you know, a while. Like, oh my god, I didn't realize how long it's been. Oh wow. But anyways, even now, you know, to this day, I'm still like perfecting my craft. Like, it's something that you literally continue to improve in. And so for me, I know the thing lately that I had been doing, and I don't know if this is something that I've always done or I just wasn't paying attention, but whenever I was filing around the cuticle area with my e-file, it's like I was over filing to where the gap between the cuticle area and the acrylic was too big, and so now I'm focusing more on that area whenever I'm filing. And I think before it's just I was overthinking it, and now like I did switch my drill bit. In the next video that I show you guys, I don't think it's this one, but I think for sure the next video that I post, I'm using more of a cone drill bit, and so that helped me out a lot. So I can't wait to show you guys which one it is. I'll still be sure to link it down below so you guys can go check it out. But like I said, you know, my whole point is just to say that like we just never finish learning, or you know, like the learning process in nails or cosmetology period just never ends. Like it's new things coming out every single day. Like literally, you guys know how many new things come out every day, or every so often. Yeah, I'm really being dramatic by saying every day, but like I said, you know, it's just a matter of practicing, and you know, you can literally only get better with time. It's not like you can keep practicing and then you keep getting worse. Like no, you can only get better. But anyways, now after I finish applying the acrylic on all of the nails, I'm just going in with that same 80/80 hand file, and we're just reshaping the nails, or actually perfecting the shape. So just going in on the sides and the free edge at exactly a 90-degree angle, y'all. And when I say, like, y'all, I'm literally tapping on my leg, because when I say y'all need to hold that file at a 90-degree angle, like literally look how straight that file is against the nail. Like you want it to be as straight as you can get it. And trust me, I've done classes in person where like I'm literally showing them like how to hold it, and then you know, like without even thinking, like they hold it at a different angle. And so when you do that, you're either gonna, like, you know, your shape's not gonna be straight, or the nail's gonna be crooked, or you're gonna round your corners off. So you want to make sure that you please hold that file super straight, and that you pay really close attention to what you're doing whenever you're shaping. Because I don't know what nobody I don't care what nobody tells me, but your shape will literally make or break your nails. Like if I look at a picture and two nails got the same design on them, but one's, you know, got a better shape, like I'm gonna go with the girl that, you know, got a better shape. Like I don't know, like it literally will break or make your set. So make sure that you practice your shaping a lot, y'all. And then another thing that I've been wanting to mention as well is just letting y'all know that whenever it comes to doing nails, you know, in clientele, you know, you just got to be patient, y'all. Like I said earlier, this is not something that's just gonna come to you overnight. You know, you got to go through the stage where your nails are lifting and breaking and they're crooked. You know, like we all go through that stage. I know I did for a fact, and I was there for a while, because when I first started doing nails, like y'all, like it literally, like around my town, like I was one of the only people that was doing nails, and I was young. I was 15 years old when I first started doing nails. So like I was one of the only ones that were doing nails. So like I didn't have a mentor. Whenever I did reach out to people, you know, on social media, they didn't want to tell me, and y'all probably heard this story a million times, but they didn't want to tell me what glue they use, or what stones they use, or what acrylic they use. Like people are greedy, y'all. So, you know, just soak in all of the information that I give you, and just practice and just do it over and over again until you perfect your craft. And you know, I don't want y'all to get discouraged, because I know that, look, trust me, like I've been at that point where I wanted to give up. So I know how easy it can be, but y'all, in no time you'll be booked and busy. So just be patient, just take your time, and like I said, don't get discouraged. But anyway, so after I finish reshaping all of the nails, now I'm going in with my e-file, and I'm just filing around the cuticle area first, and then filing the rest of the nail as well. And this is the part that I said that I feel like I've been over filing at, because I just think about it way too much, because I be so worried about like not getting lifting that I file so much around the cuticle area that it's like I was almost over filing. So I know I caught it a few days, maybe like last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think it was maybe like 2 weeks ago. So I've been working on it, and so you can see that I'm going super slow around the cuticle area, and then of course just filing the rest of the nail, and it's looking a lot neater. So definitely do suggest that you pay extra close attention to that cuticle area. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this on all of them, and then also I do file underneath the free edge, just in case, like sometimes a little bit of acrylic get underneath the free edge, so that's just me going in and getting that off if I have to. Other than that, I just go around the cuticle area and then filing the rest of the nail. But you do want to make sure that you pay really close attention to that cuticle area, because if not, you will get lifting, y'all. I promise you will. So as I mentioned earlier, I am using the KANON e-file by MELODYSUSIE. I do have a promo code for them, so I'll be sure to leave the link down below, and then I'll also leave the link to my Amazon storefront where you can get all of the drill bits that I use. Okay, y'all, so I know I already ran my mouth a little too long, but I just want to give y'all another view. So as you can see, I go from the right side of that cuticle area, working my way all the way around that cuticle area, staying as close as I can to the cuticle and just going back and forth. As always, you want to make sure that when you're filing or whenever you're using your e-file period, you want to make sure that you keep your e-file moving at all times. You don't want to keep it in one spot for too long because it will cause friction and it's going to cause your client's nail to burn. So again, from the right side, work your way all the way to the left side, just going back and forth until you've sealed the cuticle area and then until the nail is nice and smooth. Now, if you're a beginner and your nails are still coming out really thick and bumpy and lumpy, then you will have to do a little bit more filing, but make sure that you're looking at the nail from different angles. That way you know exactly where you need to file, and that way you're not just filing just to file. But as you guys can see, the nail is already nice and smooth, so that's why I'm just focusing around that cuticle area. So anyways, after all of that filing, now I'm going in with the buffer, and with this we're just getting rid of any of the scratches left on the nails from the hand file or the e-file. And y'all, look at how flawless those nails look, like literally flawless. Like the apex is nice, the thickness is nice, it looks good around the cuticle area, the shape is perfect, everything just looks so good. So after we finish buffing the nails, I'm just gonna go in and just dust the nails off, and then I'm just gonna wipe the nails off with an alcohol wipe, or you can have your client go wash their hands, whatever works for you best. Alrighty, so after we finish wiping the nails off, now I'm just going in with my black gel polish by Macart. And y'all, when I say I absolutely love their duo with their white and their black, like they're literally perfect, and I use them all the time. Like I think I've gone through like 3 sets in the last few months, so definitely use them a lot. But I'm going in and just doing a black French tip on all of the nails. So just going in and drawing the smile line first, and then just filling in the tips, and I'm gonna do that on all of the nails. Alrighty, so after we finish doing the 2 coats of the black gel polish and curing for 30 seconds in between each coat, I'm going in with the top coat, and this is the Acrylic top coat. It's really good. I started using it in November and absolutely love it. So I'll be sure to leave the link down below so you guys can go check it out. But I'm just going in and doing a coat of top coat on all of the nails and then curing for 60 seconds. Alrighty, so after we've done the top coat, I'm gonna go in with that same black gel polish, and I'm gonna do that textured alligator look. So just going in with the black and just drawing my spots. So in the middle, they're basically just like little what, I don't even know what these would be, like rectangles, and then on the sides they're just gonna be like dots. And then while the gel polish is still wet, I'm just going over the top of the nail with my clear acrylic powder and just pouring it over the top, just tapping the nail to get rid of that excess dust. And then we repeat that on all of the nails. So same thing, just going in with your dotting tool, just doing not a I guess an oval, y'all, I don't know, whatever shape this is, and then just doing the same thing on the sides. And after that, you just go in and pour the acrylic powder over the top of the nail while the gel polish is still wet. And then once I'm done with all of them, then I just cure for 60 seconds. And I did the top coat before because we do want that textured look. So if I would have did the top coat afterwards, like it literally would have, like it still would have been a little textured, but it wouldn't look the same. So you're gonna have that matte you know, look on the design, and then the bottom is gonna be shiny, so it's just gonna be really pretty, and I absolutely love this design. And then with the nude underneath, it just looks so cute. And lately, y'all, I've been obsessed with like black tip nails. Like, they just look so good to me. Let me know what you guys think about the black tips, because like I said, I really like them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on all of the nails, and like I said, after we finish doing each hand, we're gonna cure for 60 seconds. Alrighty, so after I cured the nails and dust them off, I'm gonna go in with this little gold bear that she wanted on her ring finger. So to apply the bear, I am using my hard gel, which is available on my website, and I'll be sure to leave the link down below. So same thing on the other finger, just doing a bead of the hard gel, placing the bear right over the gel, and then curing for 60 seconds. After this, I am going to be applying some bling. I didn't want to apply too much because I don't want it to take away from the design. So I'm just going to apply a few stones around the cuticle area. Alrighty, so here is the final look. They turned out so pretty and so clean looking, and I love the bears. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the little bell so you're notified every time that I post.